Hello. Welcome to the Cars, Bars, and Guitars podcast, episode number
82.
I'm AJ.
And I'm Steve.
Steve, who were we brought to you today by?
My new band name.
What,
yeah, right. And the double positives.
So it is a double positive. A double positive does not negate itself, like double negatives are supposed to.
Unless it's the one I just said.
Well, Steve, what are we drinking today?
Water. Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah.
The Lagunitas Hazy Wonder IPA.
And I don't think I've had it, and pretty sure you haven't had it.
No, it was on sale at the local store, weighing in a paltry 6% unfiltered. But it was on sale, so it must be had.
Absolutely.
That can sure looks cool too.
It does look cool. It looks like a cross between like a Rob Zombie album cover and something with Clifford the Big Red Dog on it.
Clifford's Nightmare.
for lack of a better term. Well, all right, you know the drill. Ready? 1, 2, and a 3. Aw,
look at that beautiful can footage.
You know, I don't think it tastes like a hazy IPA, but it's still really good.
Yep.
And also, Steve, I picked this bottle up today from the ABC store.
Are you saying you did not buy it 12 years ago?
No. What's funny is he goes, "Hey, man, I hadn't seen you in a couple weeks. I saved an Elijah Craig toasted barrel for you." I'm like, "Oh, shit, thank you, but I do have a toasted barrel already at home." He goes, "Oh, well, we got the barrel proof in today." I'm like, "You son of a bitch, I'm in." It's 12 year from Elijah Craig, and do you know what the barrel proof is? Do you know the idea behind it?
That was certainly in one ear and out the next.
Not just Elijah Craig, but any barrel proof or anything like that is just not proofed down to Elijah Craig's usually 94 proof. Woodford's down to like 90.5. They take the whiskey out of the barrel and then they proof it down. So they add water to proof it down.
Okay, so diluting it.
Yes,
okay.
It's diluted.
But
this
proofing down does sound nicer.
Yeah, this is
unless you're in a math class, then I have no idea what's going on.
We're baking.
Reducing.
Yes, proof-ducing. So they take it straight out of the barrel and they bottle it and they go, there you go. So I'm hoping it's good because it was $72.
Goodness. I was already finding it a tough pill to swallow picking up my Rogue 2-year bottles. One for myself and Kaylin, and one for Gray, who's once again a father.
Yay, congratulations.
He's had his eye on Rogue Distilling ever since that was announced. So I figured, you need this.
It's how many years? It was
only 2.
2, okay.
But apparently it's ocean-aged.
Yeah, and which is funny because the Jefferson's ocean-aged kind of tastes like you're chewing on saltwater taffy. In the worst way possible. So,
well, the Rogue tastes like it's saltwater taffy in the best way possible.
Steve, happy Ash Wednesday.
What are we going to burn?
I've already put it on a head, but not this head. Oh my God, that is absolutely dynamite. If you would have told me that was 123.6 proof, I would have been like, there's no way. That's delicious. That's a new top 5 for me. That is absolutely incredible. What do you think? Doesn't suck?
If I kept it any longer, I'd start gargling it.
Oh.
That's schmoove.
God, my goodness. A 12-year...
And now comes the Bernie bit. Oh, that's toasty.
Yeah.
He was like, wait, this isn't the toasty barrel? Because now I feel like a toasted barrel.
I like the burn in the body more than the throat. So
I've got enough of that with acid reflux, so yes.
Yeah, I told you a couple of weeks ago I actually had heartburn for the first time in like fucking 18 years. And I wouldn't recommend it. It's kind of shit, like... Actually, we were going to have Mr. Luke Constantinides on the pod today, but unfortunately we couldn't make it happen, so that's going to be maybe next time, and furthering our long line of having guests with hard-to-pronounce last names. it's kind of our thing, except for Sean and
Preston,
Brian
Leighton, Kirkin.
and other Brian. Yeah. So Steve, anything exciting going on at work? No more injuries, right?
Nothing nearly as major. I've had 3 coworkers that have lost parents in the last month.
Not COVID, is it?
No.
Okay.
Just, I don't know, old age or falling. These things that happen. And even worse news, one of my favorite coworkers that only started back in October has put in her resignation.
Oh, no.
Various family issues along the way. It's like, well, shit.
That sucks, man.
It's like, where the hell are we going to find another metalhead goth chick to work with us?
Yeah. Well, they do exist, but that's got to be a niche market to work in, and to be that, like, yeah, completely understand. How old was this chick?
I would guess late 20s. She's
Okay.
married, mother of 2, but looking at her, you would not expect any of this.
Name?
Christine.
Okay. That was Emily's name before she changed it. Her middle name was Christine before we got married, and then
Yeah.
she kept her maiden name as. I think most women do that, actually.
I think, but if you don't, then my mom's initials are Dawn.
Oh, nice. My mother's are Seth, S-E-T-H. Hadn't spoken to her in a while. I digress. Nope. Work is shitty as usual for me, but that's why we do this thing. And hello. And we escape to the nether regions of CBG Potosphere.
I call it Holland.
Isn't that weird? Well, we can. This is absolutely dynamite. They do have more of it. So if you're in the Mint Hill area at the ABC store, they do have more of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof available right now for your purchase.
And more of the bottle-proof budget. That is fantastic.
I'm spending all of my bonus money from work on shit I really don't need, like new hinges for new hood hinges.
Latches.
Hood latches for the Wrangler, because they're metal.
Or better yet, what you should do is make it front hinged.
Oh, like a
yeah, like an old BMW.
Jesus, let's make it even harder to work on in the front. Well, Steve, I got some. We got news. We got a lot of news to cover. So how about we do that? That sound cool with you, dude? Cool. By the way, you know what program in the history of television is the only program not to have a theme song?
60 Minutes.
Yep.
Unless you count the ticking clock as the...
It's not really a song. Well, I guess it could be a song.
I'm surprised that hasn't become like someone's rap sample yet.
Ooh, I think we just might have found our hip.
I'm gonna call it clock and roll.
He loves the clock. Yeah, this tastes like a hazy IPA. It just tastes like
An IPA.
a normal IPA, and
It's good.
There's nothing wrong with that. All right, Steve. Firestone Walker is now offering a limited membership that will introduce 1,000 lucky hopheads to dozens of its wildest and most exclusive craft beers. The Brewmasters Reserve Club will deliver members 8 separate boxes, one a month, of 27 total beers, more than half of which will only be offered exclusively to the club, and the price is $599. Which really...
That's not terrible for such volume.
It's pretty reasonable.
What quantity are these containers?
I don't know. I didn't look that up, but I'm sure that's easily Googleable. But yeah, I mean that's 8. But that's a box every month for 8 total months. 27 beers. If they're rare and high grav and special, then I bet you we spend more than $600 a year on booze. Some of us more than others. Steve, Charlotte Beer Garden and VBGB are both in the running for USA Today's best beer garden in America.
That's really interesting, considering that VBGB is currently closed until further notice.
Well, maybe it's the best beer garden when it's open.
Yeah, it's like this is going to be the 2019 awards that have been postponed.
It's the best closed beer garden. Something to look forward to.
It's not growing any beers right now.
I've not been to Charlotte Beer Garden. They just opened last February, and granted, it's all hell broke loose.
Oh goodness, that would have been a terrible time for it.
Right?
Where's that one?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay, Charlotte, come on.
I told you what happened at Moo and Brew. I went to Moo and Brew before I got my tattoo done. This one, and it looks bad because it's scabbing and healing right now. So anybody want a piece of jerky? Actually, you're not supposed to peel them off. They're just supposed to fall off on their own. I digress. Went to Moo and Brew, and they're like, hey, I know you guys do the Moo and Brew Music Festival every year. So do you have music regularly other than the festival? Oh, yeah, we built a stage last March. Oh. So, no, there's no music right now. Nope, not right now. He said, but we're trying to start it back up in the spring. That place was excellent, and we need to go. Kaylin said she'd been, right?
Yeah, during girls' night, probably before all hell breaking loose.
Okay, ambiance great, management staff awesome. I got to try the blackened, the Metallica whiskey, and the Michter's Toasted Barrel Rye, and I'm not even sure how much that bottle was, but it was excellent.
I felt sticker schlocky seeing that at the ABC store yesterday when I
the
picked up
Toasted
Grace's
Barrel
bottle of Rogue.
Oh,
and
my
I think,
goodness.
I think both between picking up the last one in Mint Hill a week and a half ago and picking up the last one at UNCC's location yesterday.
Oh, nice.
It's like every 10 days I spend $70 to get another one of these fucking bottles.
He was feeling generous, Steve. He let me try that, and not a whole pour, probably an ounce. He probably poured 1 ounce of it, which 1 ounce. Well, Steve, there's no other way to put this. $199. That's a generous man. Kudos to you, sir. As to not get you
blink so hard it's going to register on the mic.
Granted, look, I know it was my birthday, but you just let me sample a $200 bottle of rye for free. Okay, you have a customer for life, sir. Or maybe even the afterlife.
That's where real money is.
Well, this is interesting. Scotland-based Brewdog, which we've discussed on.
Yeah, and they have the American operation out of Ohio since the Cleveland, and we've had something of theirs on here that didn't suck.
All the little chicks with the crimson lips. Go.
Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks.
Yes. Swimming in
And
sin
they
with a
are
safety.
Quite wrong.
Well,
It's like that's where they keep the pyramid thing. That's such a fuss.
Well, it's a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is there, so
that's what I'm alluding to.
Yeah. It's a pyramid shape?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, the James Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame is... I don't think it's... I'll look that up later. Anyway, Brewdog plans to open a rooftop bar complete with a pool, a beer museum, an urban forest, whatever the fuck that is, and a 10-barrel brewing system atop the Showcase Mall in...
Also Cleveland?
Think one of my favorite places to go.
Vegas.
Las Vegas Strip.
That makes way more sense.
That would be boss. Rooftop pool, a beer museum right there downtown Vegas. Fuck yes. As if there's not enough to do.
Beer museum seems a little strange. Like, all right, so what's a bunch of empty cans and old advertising? Like, yes. Tributes to good times of the past.
Well, I bet you it'll be hopping.
Also a bar. Hey.
I'm looking forward to going there before this year is over with. Again. Well, a high-production brewery believed to be more than 5,000 years old has been uncovered by a team of archaeologists at a funerary site in southern Egypt, the tour ministry has said Saturday. So a 5,000-year-old brewery in southern Egypt.
A funerary?
That's what it says.
Did it become a mass burial ground during Egyptian prohibition? Well, what is this?
Pro-Egyptian biption. Pro-Egyptian. That English words are...
Walk like a pro-Egyptian bitchin.
Walk like a prohibition. Stumble. More like stumble like a prohibition.
I'm more in favor of conhibition.
They found a lot of brewing paraphernalia around that site, so I don't know if the people that worked there were buried with them, or if they're... I not sure.
Or was that a song from World War One? It's a long way to funerary.
To the sweetest girl I know. Well, Red Robin has been part of a class action lawsuit for serving Stella Artois in chalets and labeling them as pints.
Because that's typically, what, a 10 or 12 ounce glass?
More.
A more generously proportioned glass.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, it's less than a pint. It's 14 ounces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the decision has been handed back down to the state court levels. Judge Jennifer Dorsey seemed to have enjoyed writing her decision because she scattered more than half a dozen references to beer throughout the 8-page document. For example, a previous remand motion took the fizz out of Red Robin's calculations. The restaurateur distills its numbers down, and she encouraged temperance. She wrote that Red Robin tried to tap its past sales figures, and she challenged the assumption that they would reach the CAFA required fill line. Some of the chain's math was strange brew, and they did not address a stout numerical disparity. If you're going to be a judge, I guess have some sense of humor about it.
That sounds like a very rare robin bird.
I like the way you're going with this, Steve.
Yeah, I want to like Red Robin. I want to like them so much, but the bottomless fries treat me the same way that the bottomless breadsticks do. That much grease destroys my delicate insides.
Oh, yeah.
But prior to, it's quite delicious.
Speaking of destroying your insides,
somehow the chicken nugget thing didn't.
They're baked, right? Right?
No.
Okay.
Didn't talk about that on pod. I think I told him a moment ago of my exciting new way to kill myself. McDonald's has a 40-pack of nuggets with 2 orders of large fries for $14.
That's a damn good deal.
So I imbibed in half of that today, so I have the rest of which to be toaster oven later to hopefully preserve some of that awful greasiness.
That's at work tomorrow, right? Since if we're Mexicaning tonight.
No toaster there, so that'll probably be a later home endeavor.
Oh, so no Mexican tonight.
Oh, I mean Mexican tonight, yes.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be it's going to be Mexican and leftover McDonald's. That sounds awful. Mexican now. I've got more of those Costco wings to take part in.
So fucking good. Any more Thai tamarind?
Still have a bunch of that left over, so we'll be taking part of that. So yeah, mine and Kaylin's favorite Laotian Thai restaurant kicked the bucket over the weekend while we were trying to hammer out, hey, what do we want to do for Valentine's Day? Well, we hadn't been to Tamarind in a while. Go and check. This was Thursday before Valentine's Day on Sunday, only to discover that Saturday, the 13th, was going to be their last day.
My 35th year is their last day. That I am glad I got to sample some of their food, because what you gave me was some of the best lettuce wraps I've ever had.
So that was the Nam Khao. That was, we would always
Take 2.
always order multiple orders of that.
Oh my God, it's so fucking good.
Fried rice with pork bits baked into it, with spices and with lettuce wrap. Earlier, they had betel nut leaves, which apparently are impossible to come by right now. Was that with iceberg or... Yeah, it was this iceberg because that was before I picked up the... what's it? Butterball lettuce? That's like real soft leaf.
Butter lettuce, yeah.
Yeah, them.
Butterball lettuce would have turkey in it.
Go on. I picked up a 3-pack of those at Costco for $5.
The butter lettuce?
Yeah.
Jesus, that's cheap, because our butter lettuce is like $2.99 a
Yeah,
head.
it's been a while since I picked it up there, but I remember it being there. But spent entirely too much at Costco Sunday
Figure butter lettuce wouldn't make good wraps, because I figure it would just fall apart. Or is it just like eating a soft shell taco?
Soft shell taco.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had better luck with that than the iceberg that was provided with this, because that's the bare fucking minimum to do lettuce wrap.
Have you tried cabbage leaves?
I was thinking about that. Kalen's not crazy about cabbage, though.
It doesn't. I mean, when you eat it raw, though, it doesn't have a taste. It's just like chewing on
Yeah,
anything
it's
else
just
green.
it's definitely more robust, though.
Yeah, it holds it
told
better.
you about early grilling experiments with purple cabbage.
Yeah.
It looks like you're grilling a brain.
How do you know it's... Never mind. I don't know where I was going with that.
Looks, not tastes.
Yeah, I was thinking when we go to the Mexican place with so many different people. I think the people there might eventually think we're serial killers. We're gonna take them out, fatten them up, and kill them.
No repeat third wheels.
What's that, Brian? He beat the puzzle, so we don't have to kill him. But I wish I would have got to actually go and experience the restaurant before they closed. Because
more importantly, if only you could have gone 2 years ago before they moved from Matthews Festival to Monroe, when they had the full menu. The Lao sausage, the beef curry dishes were fantastic. Upon moving to Monroe, the menu was also reduced. The jerky they had there was fantastic. The Thai chicken wings were fantastic. Just everything was good.
Right.
And between COVID and, well, Monroe not being the most sophisticated of palates, we kind of were apprehensive about that move, and, well, hitter's proof.
I feel like they would have done better on Independence. Or 74, rather.
Yeah, well, that's where they were, like next to the Big Lots on 74. Yeah, they were at the heart of the everything.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I mean, in Monroe, it would have been better.
Okay,
Because
they were about a mile out the beaten path in downtown. So they were
Uh-huh.
walking distance from Southern Range.
Right.
So back when you could still, go in the brewery, that was a fun spot to go get a bite, and then go get beers over there. And then
Oh, you can go in the brewery because we've
Yeah.
been and it's a fucking super spreader when we're playing because now we
yeah,
have a bit of a following, but still fun. Just stayed away from everybody. Drank plenty of liquids. But Thai Tamarind was right there near there. But yeah, that area of Monroe is not conducive to anything other than your normal, typical American fare or
Yeah.
pizza.
that little downtown strip looks nice though. Like whatever
It
is at
is.
least open.
Well, every North Carolina smallish town that has a downtown, I swear to you, they're all interchangeable. It all looks the fucking same to me.
The word you're looking for is Mayberry.
It absolutely does. It's the same. It's the exact same town. It's
No.
just photocopied.
Yeah, once things are less awful, maybe have to check out that wine bar across the street from where Tamarind now was.
There was I forgot I think it was one of those rural South Carolina shows we had, and there was an old drugstore. It was something drugs. Well, whoever the something was had rubbed off, and somebody had spray painted "Say Yes To" at the top of it. But it was so
I was
dark
gonna
I
say,
couldn't get a picture.
It's called We Got.
Or what was it? Steel Panthers to say perhaps to drugs. Troy was wearing
I
that
like
shirt.
drugs, but the drugs don't like me.
Troy was wearing that shirt when he tattooed me. I was like, man, I love that fucking shirt.
Oh, I'm getting Steel Panther and Marilyn Manson mixed up. It's the same idea of
Steel
I
Manson.
like drugs, but they don't like me.
Maryland Panther. Steve, tourism to Kentucky's bourbon barrel.
Steel Manson.
Tourism to Kentucky's bourbon trail is down 66% due to
The everything.
Yep. Although
And-
Sean and Corey were there last weekend for my birthday.
So they were
and didn't fucking take me.
And they were a 33%er.
I told him to pick up the goods. I did text him about the bottle. He's like, well, shit, I don't think I can make it out there today. He's like, and I can't, an allocated bottle, you can only buy one per person per day. So there is that. That's not stopping me from going tomorrow if I have to pick up another bottle for somebody, because I know people that will pay me if I get it. So, and that's fucking dynamite. Actually, everything Elijah Craig does is excellent, I would say. Everything I've had. Well, Steve, do you know what FCA and the PCA merger is officially called?
Stellantis.
And it sounds like...
A drug.
I was going to say that, or like a disease you get in the Fifth Element. They have officially disbanded...
Not if you have a Lilu multipass.
True. They have officially disbanded the SRT brand.
That is a very poor idea. Now we're just going to have to call it... No. The Hellier Cat.
But they're keeping all the engineers and rebranding the SRT brand underneath the entire company as the specific line, as the performance line. And I don't know what it's called yet, but nobody got
a
fired.
Barth.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be...
Dodge Challenger, a Barth.
That sound doesn't suck.
It is not the worst thing I've ever... Wrangler, a Barth doesn't flow off the tongue, but...
Yeah, whatever. Wrangle Barth.
But they're going to keep Hellcat name. They're going to keep everything. So like what they did was
it's dead but not dead, much like SHO from Ford is not dead. It's now just the ST line or whatever.
Yeah, and it's exactly like that.
Or SVT, SVO, whatever.
Yep. So they kept up. Nobody got fired. It was just a structural. It's like, hey, you don't work for SRT from FCA anymore. You work for the Stellantis group, and this,
so we
and
call
it's the
that,
same fucking cars.
Dyno dead in name only.
Well, you could. Who wouldn't want to drive a Peugeot 206 Hellcat?
Interesting.
Front-wheel drive, 700 horsepower.
Too bad it would be a 208. Peugeot's numbering scheme had been typically 3 digits, designating, one's your small car, 2's bigger, 3's bigger, 4's bigger, up to, I don't know, the 6, 8, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
Until you got to whatever MPV or sport utility that became the 3008. It had been ending in whatever generation it was, first, second through 8th generation, and they stopped counting. So you could have a 9th or 14th generation Peugeot 208. There's the generation 0 or model 0 generation had been their numbering scheme for a while, which is how Porsche wound up calling it the 911 instead of the 901.
Right.
Because Puig wanted no part of them using their numbering scheme.
Or you can get the Ford.
That's it for useless information.
Ford F750. That is unbelievably gargantuan.
Sorry about your dick. It looks like the International CXT.
Ugh. I hate that fucking thing.
It's like, where's the rest of your school bus, bub?
Speaking of Peugeot, look at the red box in front of the laptop. That was my Brian came by the house when I got home and gave me my birthday present.
A French whiskey?
Check it out.
Or is it just the decanter?
So check this out. It's a whiskey tasting set with a refresher base. So if you want to have and I didn't know Peugeot made shit like this.
The more obscure thing I've seen them do was bicycles.
So there, it's that.
It's a strange. That's a strange looking butt plug.
It comes with a leather coaster. You freeze this. So you put that in the freezer, set it down, and then as you're drinking, you don't have to put ice in the glass, and it will keep the drink cool without watering it down. Isn't that boss?
Everything short of putting frozen grapes in your wine.
Yeah. So thank you, Mr. Layton, who's been the first 4-time. Is it 4 or 5 at this? It's a fucking lot.
4 sounds right.
4 is, yeah, because we did quadrupede. But that was my birthday gift from Mr. Layton. We're hanging out this weekend. He was so excited to give it to me, he couldn't wait. He's like, I don't want to wait this weekend. Are you at home? I was like, yeah, I'm at home. He goes, I'm bringing you your gift. Like, okay. So, well, it's funny because he said, do you mind if I bring your gift now? And I was like, yeah, sure. Just park the NSX out front, and then I'll move it later into the garage. No pressure or anything. So,
I have no idea how you're fitting into a Matchbox car, but here you go.
Steve, Jaguar will be all electric by 2025. That is 4 years from now, and that's ambitious.
Yeah, whatever, Volvo.
Here's the thing, Steve. I like cars from Great Britain, don't you?
I want to.
All right, no, not reliability. No.
Oh, yeah, as far as the
style,
yes,
design, interior,
the noise they make when they're running, yes,
yeah. Steve, would you say that cars from the UK have stellar electronics? Even satisfactory?
Have you met our Lord and Savior, the Prince of Darkness himself, Lucas?
I haven't.
I almost bought a Lucas branded lunchbox for that very joke.
That's
I may
amazing.
still. Because the break room refrigerator is simply getting disgusting. I wish not to have my food cavort with the mere plebeians working there.
Oh, I hide I keep my food in my own cooler, and I know that will dock me points if the health department. By the way, the health department came yesterday. I got another 100, so
Whoop whoop.
we're clean. Even though I'm not supposed to keep food in my cooler, we're safe about
Is
it.
it labeled human organs? Because there are apps for that.
It's in a Tupperware, which is in a lunchbox, which is closed. So there's no cross. And by the way, there's no cross contamination anyway because I don't pack raw food to eat every day around fresh produce. So suck eggs, man. I got 100 on my fucking test, but I don't trust anybody to just go in there and pick their nose into my fucking pizza or something. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
yeah. Well, last but not least, Steve, this is my last bit of news. We got Liam Gallagher has stated that the Oasis reunion is going to happen. That I would go see. You know why? Because there's not that many chances you're going to get because they're going to implode again. So if you can see them live one more time, you should probably see.
That's
Do you have a favorite Oasis song?
Live Forever is certainly up there.
Live Forever's great. That was off of the first album.
What's Definitely Maybe?
Definitely Maybe, yeah.
Oh, like I listened to Definitely Maybe and What's the Story, Morning Glory back to back a bunch, but that was during my Raleigh days, so that's very rusty, but I remember very much enjoying it. And I unsubscribed from NME, the music blog on Facebook, because all it was Oasis drama. Do not care about the Gallagher brothers bickering again.
Which one was the smashing the watermelon?
the one runaway from Marin's podcast.
That was hilarious. I don't even know what that guy's doing now. I think he sold his act to his brother.
He was Gallagher 2.
Oh, he was the one that got the act sold to him.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There was this brother that had the creative notion of simply naming it the sequel, doing the same thing, looking like the same guy, but having not been called a racist on a very popular podcast. So there's that. I mean, if you're going to look like a cross between Super Mario and Ron Jeremy, be my guest. Better yet, don't.
Because Super Jeremy sounds stupid, and Ron Mario sounds like a D-list porn star from 1975. Ron Mario? I'm Ron Mario. I'm here to fix your pipes.
I'm here to fix the cobble.
Speaking of the fucking your body up, I meant to tell you this before I got too far ahead. I was listening to Tom Segura, and they had gotten really shithoused before he had a physical the next day. So the doctor came to his house to check the blood, and she stuck him in the arm, and she's like, well, that's weird. All right, let's try another arm. She tried the other arm. Nothing. Tried the hand. She's like, I can't draw blood. Or she goes, are you really dehydrated? He's like, yeah, I think so. She's like, did you have a rough night last night? Said, yeah, we drank a lot and smoked a lot of pot, ate a lot of edibles. And she goes, you're so dehydrated right now that your blood looks like syrup. So it's like she stuck him 3 times and she got a drop of blood out. She's like, you probably need to drink some water.
My dad is a regular blood donor, and one time he gave blood immediately following a hot dog lunch.
Oh.
And his blood was noticeably more congealed having followed that. So he made a point afterwards to eat better right before you can see what's being poured out of you.
He does plasma, though, right?
That too.
I think it was more plasma than I thought, but Steve, Rush Limbaugh died today. Couldn't happen to a nicer
Rotten
guy.
hell.
My comment on NPR was, everyone brings joy to a room. Some when they arrive, and some when they depart.
I've got a coworker that upon news of his stage 4 diagnosis, he was noticeably upset about this. My tongue hurt from biting it.
I don't celebrate the death of anyone, but
unless it's that guy.
If you're going to live your life being a gigantic piece of shit, please don't expect me to be sorry that you're gone.
Where's the gravesite so I can place a roll of Charmin next to him?
What is the deal with the Charmin mascot? What bears don't
bears?
need toilet paper?
And even worse is the baby bear, like just wiping it back and forth.
Stop fucking doing that.
I mean, for what it's worth, that
it's good hygiene.
For my dollar, it's the most comfortable one. So hey, what can I say? I found my brand.
Are you saying you don't like work brand toilet paper? Because that shit's like wiping your ass with a magazine.
That half ply.
The John Wayne TP, just like they say, rough, tough, doesn't take shit off anybody.
Speaking of shitbags that died of cancer.
Although Dustin Diamond died too.
Are you aware of his endeavors post Saved by the Bell?
Mm-hmm.
It got a bit icky.
Yep, Saved by the Smell, I think it was. Yeah. Which is that's a stupid porn spoof name.
The better spoof name was Saved by the Bell End.
It's such a better name. Was that an actual one?
I get back to you on that.
It could have been Shaved by the Bell. There were so many good options, and they went by the smell? Like,
yeah, anything called that's creepy. Never mind the malfeasance of Jimmy John's, but the neon sign that says free smells.
If I were a serial...
Just stinks.
Yeah, if I were a serial killer, I would have that in my dojo of killing. I don't think dojo of killing is really the correct terminology for that.
Well, you got to go to Japan for that.
Dude, have you seen the toilet restaurant in Japan? You haven't, have you? So you sit on toilets and then you eat food, and then they bring you food that is in like a tiny toilet, and it's Japan. Anything goes, Steve. Steve, you look distressed. Send out an SOS. We broke Steve, guys. It took 82 episodes, but we finally broke him. You want to see a picture of a kitten to cheer yourself up? All right. Googling kittens. And let's see here. Any particular color you want? There we go.
Ah.
All right. Now we're back to normal. So should we digress?
Please.
Steve, I know you're excited about this topic. Industrial music and industrial metal. So, evidently there is a difference. I did not know there was a difference. But
barring my buddy's totally 90s tastic band I've saw maybe 30 times live in the earlier half of the 2000s, industrial acts are probably my most attended concert variety. Since I've seen Nine Inch Nails and KMFDM thrice, I've seen Ministry twice, I've seen Fear Factory once.
Have you seen Thrice?
No. That's not the right genre.
Thrice is pop punk.
It's the lighter side of what I'd rather listen to.
Okay.
The approaching screamio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay.
It's not my cup of tea.
It's fair.
So the coffee causes too much reflux.
So it says industrial metal typically employs repeating metal guitar riffs with sampling, synthesizers, sequencer lines, and distorted vocals. Prominent industrial metal acts include Ministry, Godflesh, Marilyn Manson, Rammstein, and Nine Inch Nails. And that's, if you want to know what an industrial metal act is, that's pretty common.
One of KMFDM's earliest albums had a song called "The Mating Sounds of Helicopters."
And that, in the nutshell,
that's pretty much the best way to describe industrial metal.
Yeah, so it's very... It sounds really, really stupid to say this, but it's very machine-like. It's methodical, and it's loud, it's noisy, and...
It is actively harsh.
Yeah, it's harsh to be... It's not harsh, it's stylistically harsh. It's not harsh because it sucks, but...
No,
yeah,
that would be the poor bastards at work that keep leaving the cars in the country stations. It has immediate mute button. Like every last car is like
Country without the O.
yeah.
So the early...
Whereas Industrial Act Tool, Maynard's other act, Pussifer.
Pussifer's interesting.
My favorite song of his is Country Boner. It's not exactly industrial, but it's funny. Just him talking about going around fucking a bunch of legendary country acts.
Now, do you think
My
Tool is industrial?
boner, totally.
I'm not... I would say they were a progressive rock band.
Fair enough.
I could see...
They definitely blur that line.
I have a list of industrial metal acts that I would like to talk about and see if we can dissect, but the early innovators of industrial groups were Throbbing Gristle, which I have never heard of, but now I really love that name. From 1975 in Kingston, England. They displayed a strong anti-rock stance, and then the British punk band Killing Joke pioneered the crossing over between styles. Which have you listened to Killing Joke?
That's definitely blurring the line of vintage punk and industrial. That song 80s I love so much is definitely the more punkier side of it.
Gotcha. It was... All right, so we got Ministries of the Land of Rape and Honey.
And War Dance from Killing Joke is more industrial.
Okay. Big Black? Was
That was a band I found too difficult to listen to. Anthony tried to get me into that, but that was Steve Albini's band, legendary producer.
Okay. So, Steve Albini, he did a lot of the early metal acts, like 70s, 80s, right? The names escape me right now, but I'm trying to look something up.
That wound up being too weird for my liking, if that tells you anything.
That's very, very... that bar is higher than this house is. So I haven't listened to any Killing Joke or any of them, but we got Chicago Indie Wax Tracks Records, a Chicago indie label dedicated specifically to industrial music, was where Ministry emerged. And to me, Ministry was almost like a black metal industrial act. It was...
Ministry has had many faces. It started off actually very pop synthy in the early 80s. But by 88 had gone industrial. And then by 95 things just got way heavier, and there's a sweet spot of them, and it definitely coincided with the first George Bush administration. Everything before and after, not so keen on, even though every day is Halloween.
So there was a Texas thrash Rigor Mortis, and that was recruited to... I lost my spot. Oh, we were still on Al Jourgensen?
Yeah, that is the Ministry man.
Ministry, okay, yeah.
Cuban-born, missing a few fingers, completely full of piercings. Completely insane bunch of acts, like Ministry being the main one.
Yeah.
But everyone's favorite band name, Revolting Cocks, is one of those many side projects.
That's his side project.
That's what I was listening to on the way here to get in the mood.
There's nothing like getting in the mood for something by listening to the Revolting Cocks.
Go ahead, play Hooker Bot 3000. You're gonna like what you hear.
Want to pull up the lyrics to that so we can hear the glory?
Read it like Siri.
No, I would read it like Gilbert. No, don't do that either.
That would be closer to accurate.
I was telling Andy.
This is the future, baby. This is the future, baby.
Then then you have German band KMFDM, which is a seminal industrial metal group.
Yep, band I got into immediately following Columbine. Whoops.
Well, you gave them a shot. So their leader's name is?
Sasha, I can't pronounce it.
Konecko?
Konecko? We'll ask Mark.
Well, Mark's is Konezny, so this has got to be Konecko,
It's
right?
close. Met the guy following one of the shows. So at the time he's, late 40s, still rocking full-on mohawk.
Oh, nice.
So ask him in German, like, kann ich Ihre Mohawk berühren? He says, yeah. May I touch your mohawk?
Ah, nice. Is that the only time you've ever uttered that sentence?
At least to somebody instead of referencing it, yes. Because very few opportunities have arisen where I needed to say such a thing.
With that attitude, I'm surprised.
There's a distinct lack of touchable mohawks in the world, especially nowadays.
That's fair.
It's been a long time since 2003.
Al Jourgensen's favorite band is
Sepultura?
That's interesting because they're not industrial at all.
No, but it's certainly heavy enough, so it doesn't suck to make that connection.
I like the Max Cavalera era better than, I forgot the name of the dude who sings for Sepultura now, but it doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't have the same power.
That's another band with the sweet spot of the early '90s.
My favorite Sepultura album is Roots, but that was when they went to the new metal-ish. Like, if you listen to Sepultura with Roots and listen to Soulfly, which is Cavalera's other band, it's pretty interchangeable. They went the drop tune.
Is that
sludgy.
your favorite small Chevrolet?
I'm fancy, Steve. I prefer the Cimarron. The Young Gods, a Swiss trio, brushed with the industrial style. La Rouge in 1989. I have heard of the Young Gods, but couldn't absolutely fucking tell you anything that they've done. Not a bad name, though. Don't know many Swedish acts besides, your Poppy, ABBA, and Ace of Base.
Swiss and Swedish are different, bro.
Motherfucker. It's been a long fucking day, man. Do you know the feeling? Swishish. There we go. Swishish. She was swishish.
The chocolate meatballs.
It's not the first time I've said something stupid on air.
And it won't be our last.
I love the Swedish chocolate. Remember that Swiss car, the Saab 900? I'm out. You out?
Too.
What do you want? You want hotcakes next, or do you want to do... Dude, let's do that Boulevard. I'll get it.
Okay.
I've had it in there for like last 2 episodes, and we haven't had it. But I got hotcakes, too.
Funny,
God damn it.
I drank one of my hotcakes from 2 years ago. Now it tastes more like hotcakes.
I was going to say, it says not to cellar it, but I was like, what could possibly be the down part of this? Steve, what are we drinking now?
In the words of my old GPS, a Boulevard Bourbon Barrel Quad Barrel Aged Ale. Weighing in at 12.2% ABV and 26 IBUs. Brewed and bottled by Boulevard Brew Co. Casey Mo. Sorry about your Super Bowl.
I don't think I've had a bad Boulevard beer. Not that I can think of. They're all very good. Nice. I've never had this one. I've never had a bourbon barrel aged quad before. Ooh, beat you to it.
Just making sure.
Ooh. Nice. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, that'll do.
But we got to be careful with that one, though, because that one goes down quite smoothly. And I would give you a simile for how smoothly it goes down, but there are children watching. Actually, there's no children
Well, let's hope not. But, on the Super Bowl front, tell the podcast what I grilled up during which rather than watching game or commercials.
Go for it.
My first time ever grilling turkey legs. They turned out fantastic, although the bony bit at the end fell right apart upon trying to pick it up like a chicken leg. Whoops.
Something about having it roasted over a fire will degrade the bone structure.
Yeah, it's like that was the least of my concerns, though. But the meat turned out fantastic, and the Denver steaks that I had alongside, all 2.5 pounds of those, might have been my best work.
Which is funny because we used to joke at work when I was in the meat department, the Denver steaks was kind of like a dog toy. But maybe
you said Chuck wrong.
But if you season them and grill them, it's It's still a really good flavor. It's just not melty.
Yeah.
But like a sirloin's not melty.
No, well, it takes a bit of a knuckle sandwich first. That's the trick.
Right, yeah.
And a generous amount of olive oil. Mm-hmm. But yeah, really simple seasoning. Ground salt, ground pepper, olive oil. Beat the shit out of it. Flip it. Repeat.
Mm-hmm.
About 3 minutes aside. Let it rest. You're good to go.
Yep. That's not
a nice bright pink center.
Perfect. Absolutely.
And with as much olive oil as I'm using, if they've been overcooked, they still turn out pretty soft.
Yeah, but
which is very confusing trying to go by touch.
Now, I don't like olives that much, but I do love olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
Do they make olive oil from black olives instead of your
don't
regular?
know.
That's
I
figure once you go black olive oil,
you never go back olive oil.
I guess.
Whatever
Sorry,
it is.
Popeye.
Hey, top gear, top tip. The Costco 3-liter Spanish olive oil. It's EVU. $13 for a 3-liter.
That's a fucking lot of olive oil.
It's cheap for that much olive oil.
It really is. But that's a lot of olive oil. Like, I could imagine using that much before it went bad, and that's saying something because it usually doesn't go bad.
We're usually going through about one a season.
Okay, y'all like olive oil then?
What can I say? My girl likes to cook.
I need to get me one of those. Wait, nah, I think it's cheaper to keep her at this point.
Encourage it. If anything looks interesting, or see if she could help you out with something. I say that as Kaylin's trying to get me more involved in the kitchen. So, barring me further injuring myself, hey, who's trying to call me?
336. Well, that's your people.
Oh,
if you're not,
someone's getting blocked.
I really enjoy cooking, but a lot of the times Emily doesn't like the same shit I do, so I'm kind of limited there, which I can make do with that. But once I'm on my feet for 9 hours or 10 hours a day, I don't feel like spending another hour on my feet in the kitchen every day. And Emily, the 3 meals she's cooked for me, and since we've been together in 2010, they have been good. She just has no confidence in her cooking. So, but the thing is, if I do it on my own, she'll come and help me. But if I ask for help doing something, she does kind of apprehend. But if I do something, then she'll come and help me. We had the chicken Alfredo. We had the fresh pasta. It's in the deli section.
Something that's refrigerated rather than
it's not frozen and
or
it's not
dried. Yeah,
it's fresh pasta. It's the cheese-filled tortellini with the Prego cream Alfredo, which is made with real cream, and we did chopped broccoli, and I did seasoned chicken and pan-fried it, and it's fucking good, man. It's really good. If I had a lot of money, I would have a live-in chef that didn't speak any English.
And cooks only in metric.
I would pay him $50,000 a year, and he would get to live there and have his own in-law suite. But all he had to do was cook for us. That's not a bad choice. And I picture him to kind of look like a cross between Emeril Lagasse and Justin Wilson. Do you remember Justin Wilson?
I know half of these.
Justin Wilson was a Cajun cook that he had on PBS back in the day. And he loves to add a little bit of onion in here, a little bit of pepper. A little bit of pepper and some onion in this, and it's going to be real good.
I think that's close enough to not speaking English.
It's swamp people. What can we say? Sorry, Katie. Sorry, Brenda. Wait, Brenda's not from New Orleans.
He's from the European swamp.
He's from the European Netherlands. He's from the European Netherlands. It's already there. I meant European.
Instead of New Holland? Oh, he's from a brewery in Michigan. Go on.
New Holland, New Orleans.
That company's very versatile. They make beer and they make heavy equipment. You haven't lived until you've always flipped a bobcat.
The British band Pitch Shifter was formed in 1989.
Are we driving our cars wrong?
I don't know, but that's a great tagline. You have lived till you've almost flipped a bobcat. Is it the cat? Is it the machine?
The machine.
Thanks, Bert. Max Cavalera also had a band called Nail Bomb.
I remember looking that up a long time ago and don't remember anything. If it's him, it's going to be heavy.
Yeah. Obituary's most successful album. An industrial music fan, Obituary guitarist Trevor Perez suggested drum machines for the incomplete, and the other band's members refused to let him form Meat Hook Seed. Led him to form Meat Hook Seed. And then we have industrial black metal, which was Mysticum, Black Lodge, and then a lot of fucking Norse stuff.
Although, one more note on the industrial thrash and death metal. Fear Factory started off way more deathier than industrial, but Demanufacture and Obsolete are my favorite albums of theirs.
I think that's covered more a little later.
Okay, I'm just on Wikipedia.
Because it says later era King Crimson were industrial art metal. Which is such a weird genre.
Because they were very prog earlier on.
Very prog. Whereas like Lacuna Coil is art metal, but it's like art metal and what's the other word I was looking for? Fucking goth metal, gothic and art metal, where it's very orchestral and all that shit. There's so many different metal subgenres that it.
There's an entire periodic table devoted to it, by the way.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
because the metals certainly outweigh the non-metals.
Yes, they do. And another one that I can absolutely not get into is Strapping Young Lad. Do you remember them? Devin Townsend?
They're kind of screamy, weren't they?
He can, but Devin Townsend actually has a beautiful voice, and his Devin Townsend project is a lot better than, quite a bit better than Strapping Young Lad. But it's a great band name. Just not my thing, man. Just not my thing. Then we got Ministry again. Nine Inch Nails, The Downward Spiral debuted at number 2, and we'll go to quadruple platinum.
Goodness.
I think when people think of industrial metal, I think you just immediately default to Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah, that was colossal.
Well,
I remember the first time I listened to Mr. Self-Destruct, like, that scared me. I must have been 12 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what is happening here?
Well, that's industrial, but like, fucking Pretty Hate Machine was industrial, but it was also very new wave industrial.
Being in 1989, it totally nails the era sound-wise.
Absolutely.
And to my dumb ears, still sounds good today.
I'm sorry, it does to me too. I must have dumb ears as well, because I think my favorite song on that album is Terrible Lie.
Nice.
I love Terrible. It hits so fucking hard. If you have it cranked in a good system, that song hits so fucking hard, man. I love that song. And I love the title of the Pretty. It's about his ex-girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pretty Hate Machine. Oh, great. But I think that's synonymous. I think when most of your people are not going to know, most of the people who have listened to this the last hour, sorry guys,
Yeah.
have
What's a wheelhouse and welcome to mine?
If you said industrial, most people would say Nine Inch Nails and Marilyn Manson. That's just what they would say.
Yeah,
there's
the most commercially viable things, much like everything.
Well, if you said blues rock, a lot of people would go Elvis Presley. You know, right? But there was a lot before Elvis Presley. Mm-hmm. He borrowed a lot from the African American.
Yeah, borrowed.
Stole. But there's so many other industrial acts, because once you get out of the Marilyn Manson, and you got Rob Zombie Hellbilly Deluxe, White Zombie could. All right, so Rob Zombie's more industrial. White Zombie is not industrial, I would argue.
Fair enough. Trouble is, it's the Phil Collins Genesis thing. Like, it's the same guy fronting two bands, one of which is his own name. Like, I'm having a real hard time telling these apart. or if I listen to a bunch of like Josh Homme acts, like it's gonna be him with Them Crooked Vultures or Queens of the Stone Age or his contributions to Eagles of Death Metal.
Yeah.
I'm having a real hard time telling these apart when it's all stylistically, similar enough,
Well,
and
Caius
it's all
is
the same
way
voice.
different.
Yeah, but I don't think he was on vocals much in that because John Garcia had, quote, vocals that could peel paint.
He's not on vocals in Them Crooked Vultures, is he?
He is.
He is? Okay. So John Paul Jones plays bass and Dave Grohl plays drums. Okay.
And rumor has it they're working on a second 12 years later.
What else is there to do?
Survive.
Do you know how many albums I could crank out if I didn't have to sell my soul to corporate America every day? And then I get home and I go, I should really do some recording. And then I go, fuck that, I'm just going to watch YouTube.
A nap with the cat sure sounds nice.
I feel guilty for it, but at this point, I'm going to have to snap out of my own funk to make myself do it. So it is what it is at this fucking point.
Don't worry, you're hardly ein Faulenzer.
Thank you, I think.
I just said you're not lazy.
Well, that's true.
That said, Faulenzer's way cooler.
It fucking is. They have Filter as industrial, and I really don't think Filter's industrial metal.
Like, I think of all, like, what, 2 songs of theirs that...
No, they have... Well,
the 2 big ones.
Take a Picture and Hey Man, Nice Shot. What about Where Do We Go From Here? Where do we go from
Oh, wow.
here? Yeah.
That's,
Now I think that was on Short Bus, too. But I don't think any of those, especially Take a Picture, is not industrial. But
no.
Hey Man, Nice Shot's just
maybe, like...
modern hard rock.
Maybe some of the deeper cuts were.
Maybe. But it has Short Bus, and it has Stabbing Westward on here.
That one makes a little more sense. I keep seeing that pop up on my Nine Inch Nails fan page on Facebook. Like, people looking for stuff like Nine Inch Nails that's not Nine Inch Nails. Like, Stabbing Westward and Gravity Kills keep popping up. Gravity Kills very much with their one hit.
Now, Stabbing Westward had How Much Must I... Was that them, or was that Econoline Crush?
No and no. What do I have to do? What do I have to do to make you want me? What do I have to do to make you understand?
What was I thinking? Who sings How Much Must I Live Through Just to Get Away? I thought that was Econoline
band
Crush.
that sounded like Tool Jr. No, Econoline Crush.
Earshot.
Okay.
It was Earshot. Okay. I just pulled it up. It was Earshot.
Econoline Crush had All That You Are. That was like their one big one, but the rest of their catalog's good. They're Canadian, so of course their album cover is a guy that must have taken a hockey puck to the face.
Yikes. Thanks, Happy Gilmore.
No, it wasn't a golf ball. Right, his prior career.
One of the most fun songs that we used to play with Sober Addiction was, I think it was a Stabbing Westward song, or it was, It's a Reason for My Pain and a Season. Oh, I can't. Who sings it?
Oleander.
I don't think they're industrial, though.
No.
That is just modern hard rock.
Got their second CD, and I think it was I Walk Alone was the hit off that one. The rest of the CD I hated. Never mind, you might be one, but do not listen to February Sun, son.
Well, look, I didn't have any say in that.
We is when we is. Like, you got practically Valentine's Day, and I get the occasional Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Kay's got Memo Day.
My favorite joke of all time, I'm due on Valentine's Day, came a day early. Only time I've ever came early, except when I lost my virginity. Then you have...
That's not how the joke goes.
Orgy, candy ass. And we've talked about Orgy on here. We haven't had one yet because it's live.
That's not COVID safe.
I haven't listened to any of Candy Ass besides Blue Monday and Stitches.
It's right before you has the technology to do so.
Have you?
A little bit here and there.
Okay.
Couldn't name specific tracks, but it's like just throw it on the car and go.
Enjoyable?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm asking...
Yes.
I'm asking the right person for this.
No, it's like something that you're in the mood for, getting your ears kicked in. Yes.
Yes, and I cannot believe this album is 22 years old. But Steve, I've had a couple of death trips before in many a different state.
Wisconsin?
But Wisconsin's my favorite death trip.
Yeah,
Did
you push it.
Did I ever tell you how I discovered Static X?
I don't think so, actually.
Back in the dial-up internet days, Net Zero was in fact free.
My brother had Net Zero.
So you would have to have a banner up on your computer as you're using free internet.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow Static X was a featured artist on Net Zero, and that popped up as one of the advertisers on Net Zero.
That's amazing.
What is this? And I must have it.
That's amazing. That's a weird choice to have for.
It's like, now I wonder how much of Net Zero's, circa 1999 demographic was teenager trying to use free internet to stay off of the paid internet service that they can see how long it's been on. Never mind, we had unlimited dial-up at the time, but
of course,
if I use the free thing, it doesn't register on the Mindspring account.
Mindspring. I remember that.
That's how much nerdery I had going on, yo.
I'm thinking about changing my Mario coin text to the AOL Instant Messenger notification. See if anybody notices, and if they do, I can immediately be their friend.
You're old.
35 now, as of Saturday.
I mean, for random strangers in public to address them as such.
I don't know what I thought that this age would feel like, and you're a little older than me, but I don't feel like 30. I don't feel like what I thought 35 would feel like when you're like 10 years old and somebody goes, "Oh, I'm 35." I'm like, "That's old." I don't feel old.
Considering mine and my parents' age gap.
How much is that?
28 years. 53 to 81.
Never mind. I was thinking your mom and dad's age gap.
It's like
your mother and father's age gap is
them 2 months.
2 months. Okay, that's where my mind.
Oh,
went.
excuse me. My me to them.
So you were the firstborn, and they were both 28.
Right.
Yeah, I was born. My dad was 39 and almost 40. Mom was 32.
So that means Kaylin and I are due to have you. What?
It could be worse. I have my problems, but it could be worse. I have not heard anything off of Wisconsin Death Trip other than Push It, and I don't think So Cold was on there, but it might have been. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Go yourself, go.
Yeah.
Which one had I'm With Stupid?
That might have been Wisconsin.
I love that song.
That might have been Wisconsin.
So I grabbed my shovel. Yes, it was very stupid.
I need to look. Yeah, I'm With Stupid, and then Bled for Days.
Bled for days.
I feel like my hair and beard are not big enough for proper tribute to the late great Wayne Static.
So Michael Basquiat was the recording assistant. He's done Michael Elvis Basquiat. He did Chevelle, Tremonti, Alter Bridge, a couple, and he was like. Wayne Static was one of the only people who didn't really need a click track when he was recording. So he would just go, he would have his guitar, he had his headphones in, he said, play the first little bit, and they would play the first little bit, and goes, turn it off, let's go. And he would play it, and he wouldn't need a click track at all. Like, when I record, I don't need a click track, but it just kind of makes it flow a little bit better. But when you hear that, doom, 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 click, doom, doom, in your head, it kind of helps along the process. It's like, Wayne didn't need a click track, and he had great hair, too. I don't care if it wasn't real or not, but that's a good road trip. I think next time Emily and I go somewhere, I'm just gonna put in Wisconsin Death Trip and just not say it. It's like, what is this? Oh, you haven't heard this before. I think you'll like it.
Does her car support MP3 CDs as well?
Yeah. Well, now mine,
right.
I have an. She has an aux jack too, and I do too. So,
I mean, but considering your disdain for tacking on a Bluetooth to your aux. I offered.
Well, I just pulled out the XM satellite radio antenna. I found out where it was mounted, and I pulled it out because sometimes I accidentally hit the satellite radio button. Every time I hit it, 2 days later, I get an piece of mail from XM, and I get a phone call. Hi, would you like to start your free trial of XM satellite radio?
You know the what are the kids calling nowadays? They're thirsty.
Yeah.
They are getting
Every time.
their asses whooped by free podcasts and music streaming apps. You know, for let's say people driving in rural America without good 4G internet,
Yep.
it totally makes sense. But for us city folk, do not care. And now that Dad's no longer commuting back and forth to Greensboro, he canceled his satellite radio because he doesn't need it. He doesn't have, frequent 90-minute drives between Charlotte and Greensboro.
$5 a year is reasonable, but after a year it goes to, I don't want it. I don't want it, and I don't need
or
it.
Not even $5 a month at that point.
Yeah, I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't need it. It might be fine. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't need it.
Yeah,
I don't want it.
My car's got Bluetooth, AM, FM, aux-in, but no CD. USB port's a nice touch, but it automatically indexes. You plug in to drive, it's got to think about what's on it first.
Oh.
Do not like that. Whereas the Pioneer stereo in the previous car, index if you want, but I can search by directory instead of it's been indexed. Fuck if I know what's in the extra layers beyond the file name. No, just let me pick directory, file, go.
It's going to start reading Facebook posts to you.
No, it will read text messages to me, but when Jason and Riley sent me a URL to a Reddit page for Industrial Metal Axe Valentine's,
Yes.
it proceeded to read me the full hyperlink.
Good. HTTP / /. Ugh.
Reddit.com/blee blah blah blah. It's like
now when I press the
the funniest of which was not Weird Al, Al Jourgensen.
Weird Al Jourgensen.
Ooh, there's your title.
That's amazing.
From the immortal Jesus Built My Hot Rod. You make me want to wang a dang dang my ling long wing long. Have you ever heard that song?
You played it for me before. I would like to hear it again.
That is the sound of chainsaws mating. Is that what?
Black Betty.
You're not wrong.
Now when I press the satellite radio button, it says antenna error. I'm like,
excellent.
Suck it, fucking 5G.
I love it.
You know where the antenna was? They hit it.
Top of the windshield.
Nope.
Or buried into the frame of it. No.
Yep. I had to take the sound bar out of the top back here.
Okay.
Took the sound bar out, and then on the passenger side, you have to unzip the protective covering over the frame of the Jeep, and then you pull the sound deadening, that piece of foam, you pull that back, and then it's right up there mounted on. It's in a good place. I mean, it's a good place for it. But
I would assume being on top of the car is much better than being underneath it.
Right. It's a good place for it, but then I felt such joy unplugging that sensor and then bagging it up and labeling it XM satellite radio antenna and putting it in my my bin that says Jeep parts.
Box of spare parts to never be seen again.
Press the button and it said antenna error. I'm like, now when I accidentally hit this button.
I like that a lot.
Now when I accidentally hit it, they're not ever going to know I hit it because the antenna is not going to tell them I hit
it. That's awesome.
I'm constantly fornicating with excrement. It sounds worse that way, doesn't it? So after Wisconsin Death Trip, you have a little bit. All right, so during this era, Trent Reznor was chosen by Time magazine as one of its most influential Americans in 1997. That's incredible.
And the Fragile was in 99?
The genre's popularity was such that established glam metal groups including Guns N' Roses and Motley Crue, began to dabble in the style. I wasn't aware of that at all.
Maybe for the better. Because if anybody is going to be making industrial, it's going to be the ripped jean, wife-beating heavy metalers of the late 80s.
What's funny is it was labeled as heavy metal, and you listen back to it now.
It's so tame.
It's so lame.
Much
Some
like
of
Last Step, like, you know, Iron Maiden, like, as legendary as they are,
it. Yeah.
there's been way heavier shit now.
Yeah, modern metal is not what the genre was. That's a completely
I'm
different
just
animal.
not calling it listenable.
I'm a groove metal guy at heart. I love groove metal. Sepultura, Pantera, Soulfly, shit like that. I like the groove of it. However, I do appreciate, like, my favorite album from Slayer was Diabolus and Musica, which was a groove metal album. But everybody hated it.
Saying Rain and Blood funny.
Everybody hated it, but I love that album. But it was so different. I'm not a big thrash guy. And although South of Heaven is fucking badass.
A little.
So then we got modern. All right, there's White Zombie. Godflesh, Ministry's back again. Power Man 5000 is definitely industrial.
I love that band so much.
God, so great.
Supernova, 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 don't stop. Supernova, you think it's over. Supernova goes pop.
What was the other? There was a couple of Power Man 5000 songs.
I was getting Gran Turismo 3 flashback, sorry.
When Worlds Collide.
Yeah.
This is what it's like when worlds collide.
Are you going with me because I'm going with you?
Controversy. There's no controversy. Oh, Bob Dole read the lyrics to Big Man with a Gun from Nine Inch Nails. I would pay to hear Bob Dole read that.
No.
I'm a big gun.
No. What you do is pay to have Norm Macdonald reenact Bob Dole reading such.
I'm a big man with a big gun.
I'm Bob Dole.
I got-
Bob Dole.
Bob
Say
Dole.
hello, my little blue friend.
I got a big dick. I've never heard any KMFDM. Do I need to fix
I can
that?
help you with that. Yes. The 90s, much like a lot of this, is the best era.
Yeah.
And their album art, apparently from Aiden Hughes, under the working title Brute, had these monochromatic murderscapes that are just lovely. And for the longest time, all KMFDM album titles were 5 letters.
Oh, nice.
So it's KMFDM, artwork, 5-letter title.
Fuck, that's cool.
And the best of which was simply known as Symbols because it was just 5 symbols
Wingdings.
instead of it might as well have been. And that was right before the band broke up briefly. And then regrouped under one effort as MDFMK, and then Sasha's wife joined the group, so things got a little poppier. Jason's not keen on them. On World War III, Professional Killer keeps getting stuck in my head. It's got a good groove to it. That will be 03 or so.
What are you doing next weekend?
I'll be in town.
So
We're going to have an industrial off. Do I need to build you a playlist?
I'm booking-
what's going on?
I'm booking my hotel. So I have a show next Friday night in Hendersonville. I have credit card points to burn. I have Friday night and Saturday night hotel. It will be paid for. You'll only have to drive yourself up there and pay for whatever beer you drink. I'm making a vacation out of it. So we play Friday night. I'm going to go up there Friday, have a show Friday night, and then after the show, do some more beer crawling. And then Saturday, wake up, eat breakfast, do some more beer crawling in Hendo, do some more beer crawling that night in Hendo, and then get up Sunday morning and come home.
Interesting.
So, if you can make it for one of those nights, that would be cool. If you could come up Saturday and we do a beer crawl, Hendersonville, hotel's paid for, you got a place to sleep.
Interesting.
next weekend and playing Friday night. So I'm going to spend all the money I make. But it's vacation. So
Yeah.
It's a mini vacation. And I'm going to need it.
On the closer side of Asheville Metro to boot, so it's
2 hours. 2 hours tops. Yep.
Once upon a time, I made it from my apartment across the street from Starlight Cinema and Verizon Pavilion or whatever they call it, past UNCC.
What's it called? What was it called then?
That must have been Blockbuster at the time.
No. The apartment complex.
Oh,
because I looked at an apartment there and I didn't stay there.
Pavilion Crossings?
That's it.
I was there long enough ago. They were still all brick instead of the brick and vinyl ones at the front of the complex now.
Right. Andy says, hey. Hey, Andy.
Andy.
He said, that Elijah Craig will numb your lips. It was more burning my stomach and making my taste buds tingle. But
Now you say it, I'm very numb-lifted.
I'm torn because I want more of this, but it took me a while to find it, so...
And also, you've got stuff to do tomorrow. Otherwise, you're going to be sleeping till March.
Dude, one man's March is another man's April.
O'Neill, go on.
Hell yeah. That's a nominal amount.
That little bit. Yeah, you'll be all right.
Give me your glass.
Oh, dear.
This is... Sharing's caring.
I'm in danger.
Thanks, Ralph. That's
I'm in danger!
That's a almost non-zero amount. That is a non-zero amount. It's not an
I don't
almost.
see what Coke has to do with any of this.
There was a... Let's see. I forgot the nomenclature of it, but I'm going to tell you about it in a second.
I thought I was going to say something else and I forgot, so that worked. What?
It's a new YouTube channel that I stumbled upon. This guy is amazing. All right, so his ex-wife was Belarusian. He's from Brighton, England.
No, it's Belladonna. What?
I can get over the gap in the teeth. No, I'm not. But anyway, it's called Bald and Bankrupt, and he just tours all former Soviet countries and goes and drinks and hangs out with locals, and he'll just talk with them, and they'll invite him back to their house, and he'll drink and like listen to music. It's amazing. Let's see. Well, Steve, the Russian toast for cheers is Nostrovia. Nostrovia.
I think once upon a time I knew that, but no thanks to the Gallagher County school system, I wasn't able to take Russian senior year.
No.
No thanks to no other takers. That would have been incredible. Unlike my attempt at taking Italian at UNCC, went quite badly.
You
Cause,
just have to do it this.
Yeah. Thing is, a lot of the other students had taken Spanish, so it's similar. I didn't. So I knew nothing.
It is similar, but I wouldn't. I speak enough Spanish to get me around places, and Italian's way different. Italian's more sing-songy, and Spanish is more direct and not as blunt as German, but Italian's more sing-songy like French to me. And I'm feel free to castrate me in the comments, but it can be kind of sing-songy.
I think there's bad comments about your lack of Italian knowledge, man. Portuguese is where it's at.
Portuguese is pretty. It's a really pretty language. I like the Slavic languages too. I think those are pretty. German's not a pretty language.
No, it's famously so.
Exactly. I don't think any Asian language sounds like a language. But I'm also not used to hearing it. So had I been used to hearing it, it probably would it would roll off the tongue just a little bit better.
Do you need to read the gear shifter in my car?
You can make that happen. So Steve, now we have
all I know is Roku.
So now have a list of industrial metal bands, and because some metal bands are more funny than others, we're also going to look for humor, and we're going to look for if we've heard of them. So I'm on Wiki. Are you on Wiki?
Yep. Just skimming through the controversy and dumb politicians versus Sasha Konecchio.
So there's 16. Well, I'm not going to read them all, but there's two TW or 2WO. 2.
If they're German, you would pronounce that Zwo.
English American industrial metal band formed by former Judas Priest singer Rob Halford. Okay.
What? Was that what he did when Tim the Ripper Owens took over the band briefly?
Maybe.
When a guy singing Judas Priest cover songs became the lead singer briefly.
How was
for
it?
Judas Priest. I like it better than Blaze Bailey. That was the other end for Iron Maiden.
Well, you know, the singer for Journey now, the Indonesian fellow,
That's
is
Filipino.
I was going to say that's the same thing, but it's clearly not. It's the same part of the world.
South Asian
That
Islands.
guy is amazing. That bright, clear, crisp tenor, just beautiful. I'll
And
never have
didn't
that.
he go his own separate ways? I love that song.
It's great. Alice Cooper? Alice Cooper's not industrial.
No, but you see it's also Brutal Planet.
I don't know what that is. Oh,
And
2000.
That must have been a specific thing, dabbling, and it did not go anywhere because if it's not $billion Babies, we're not going to listen to it. Vincent.
Oh, that's a great name.
What, American Head Charge?
That one's good. Angel Spit.
That rings a bell.
Sydney, Australia. Now currently based in Chicago. Because why wouldn't you move from Australia to Chicago? I like Chicago. Don't get me wrong, but
You like Torsi pizza?
I fucking love deep dish pizza. I don't care what you fucking say. I want my pizza to be all sauce and crust and nothing else. So I just like breadsticks, I guess. Have you had...
Why not both?
You haven't been to Chicago, have you?
No.
That was one.
Send you, but I can't take you.
Oh, it's so fucking good. That crisp...
There you have it, folks. A Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin.
Zeppelin. Fly away with
What
my
you
Zeppelin.
talking about? This Asian stuff, you understand?
This 12% was working.
That was... Illuminati's pizza is so fucking good. That buttery, crisp, cheesy crust in that sauce, just fucking dynamite. I don't care if it's touristy. It's fucking good. Anorexia Nervosa. A French symphonic black metal industrial band formed in 1991.
Goodness.
That's a lot. If you have that many labels, do you even have a genre?
You invented your own.
There's a couple of artists. David Bowie is his own genre.
Yeah.
Who else has their own genre?
Killing Joke's up there, and King Crimson for earlier discussion.
I'd say Dillinger.
Bands that have been around so long. Dillinger Escape Plan, I haven't listened to much. But that's always been such a cool band name.
It's such a good band name. As genre-bending bands, there's... Queens of the Stone Age is kind of
garage rock, blues rock, and the occasional dabblings in what the hell ever. And then for the really experimental parts, his desert sessions are out there, man.
Prince is genre-bending. Even though I know you're not a big Prince fan, but like, you can pick out a lot of different things.
He wasn't kidding when he said, "Let's go crazy."
Mm-hmm. I love "Baby I'm a Star" and "Let's Go Crazy." Never mind. Now I'm just looking for funny or stuff we've recognized.
What, the Austerity Program, Axis of Perdition, the Berserker, the Beyond,
Bloodstained Child,
Bizarre Locomotiva.
Okay.
Blut aus Nord. That sounds a bit Nazi-rific.
Yikes. What does that mean?
Blood of the North.
What's French? It's French.
Quoi?
It's this French metal band. Crossbreed. Doth. Daath.
Death.
From Atlanta. Gypsy jazz death industrial metal. That's fucking great.
That'll be if oh man, what was the band? Start Wearing Purple.
What? Started with purple?
No, their hit was Start Wearing Purple. It was like an Armenian band. I'm totally drawing a blank of their name.
If only you had the technology.
Yeah. Now I have to fling the thing back to the stuff.
Gagal Bordello.
Yeah. That, in case System of a Down sounds too normal to you, listen to them.
How out there is it? Because, well, all the System of a Down members were born in the United States of Armenian descent. None of them were born in Armenia.
I haven't researched who and what was from where in Gogo Bordello, but all right. So here's what you're used to listening to, rock, and then there's System doing its thing.
Yeah.
Gogo Bordello is the next level of absurdity. No, you're not supposed to use the G word, but they're totally rocking the G word.
Get better than rocking the suburbs. Sorry, Ben Folds. Econoline Crush is listed as industrial.
No.
What was their hit?
So's Danzig with Black Acid Devil, like a specific album. If you see parentheses, it was a dabble, and maybe it didn't go well.
You said Econoline Crush was you don't know what it's like.
Yeah, that and All That You Are.
Surefire.
The 90s Tastic rock.
Okay.
You're going to like them.
Right, yeah. I remember a little bit. And then you have Fear Factory and Filter. But Filter's not industrial. I'm sorry, it's just fucking not. Welcome to the Fold. Remember that one? You got your money. I got my space. Get yourself a nice cold beer.
You made a song about renting a hotel room?
Well, I forgot that one. Welcome to the Fold.
It's funny saying Frontline Assembly Millennium. No, they're very much industrial. Fear Factory, yep.
God Lives Underwater.
They're really good.
Really?
That popped up on a KMFDM playlist, and I really enjoyed it. Like, I'm listening for nothing specific a lot of the time, so we're just like play, blah blah artist radio. These guys pop up. I really enjoyed it.
I need to listen to that. But In This Moment's on here, and I do not like In This Moment.
Don't know.
Chick singer. She has a good metal voice, but to me it's like bro metal with a chick singer. Like your Five Finger Death Punch-ish.
If you need anything that sounds a little too Third Reichy, Hansel and Gretel. Jason turned me on to them. Like
a little less Third Reich.
Yeah, it's
Mino Reiki.
Ich bin über alles. Ich bin über alles. Ich bin über alles. Like, it's kind of terrifying and hilarious.
Do you remember the Looney Tunes episode where the witch was following Hansel and Gretel? And she goes, I'm Gretel, and I'm Hansel. And everybody always stopped and went, Hansel? Hansel? So now Emily and I will just look at each other someday and go, Hansel?
Hansel?
Hansel? Jesus on Ecstasy. An electronic rock industrial band formed in Essen, Germany in 2005. Formed by cousins Dorian and Chai Devereaux. Thanks, Blanche.
Deveraux.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the deal with the silent X? Does that mean my last name is Ni? We are the Knights of Say Ni.
I bought new $6 shirts, and I bought one that has the Golden Girls, but it's in the formation of Mount Rushmore. I also have one that has the checkbox for "I'm not a robot" on it. I love $6 shirts so much.
Dude, back in the day, Woot.com had the $6 shirt of the day.
Wood off in progress.
I gave up doing that.
You shouldn't have. I enjoyed that.
Oh, well. They're more frequent but less special. It's like, and anybody that didn't know what that is, like, are you having an Arsenio Hall attack? What's going on here? Woot, 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 woot. Noise. Yeah, but now all their shirts start at $15. Like,
Yikes.
Nah, do not care.
Yep,
I'm gonna go Five Below and roll the dice on whatever random shit's there that I don't need. For Valentine's Day, Kaylin got me a Save Ferris shirt, not the band, but something in the style of Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, Ferris, not Farrah.
Yeah, Save Farrah.
Say Ferris shirt.
I think he's doing okay.
He's doing all right, actually. Last I checked. I'm almost out. You?
Yep.
What are we gonna have? Oh, you haven't done your whiskey.
Oh dear. High five, my face.
There's plenty to choose from, or we can have that candied pecan, which I don't think we've had on air, even though I bought a 6-pack and killed it myself here.
You know, that's why I bought it.
All right,
I
cool.
brought it.
I'll send you a Smithwick's Red to go. This is excellent.
That's good, baby. Yeah. Well, something's labeled double, triple, quad,
Oh, yep.
it's gonna be good.
I love
And
doing
at no
these
point,
episodes.
like they don't specify that it's going to be a Belgian style beer. That if it's some multiple style, it's going to be loud enough to knock you down.
That it
Much
is.
like I miss Jason Garvin having done the brewing and making his triple.
Mm-hmm.
I would drink a bottle of that, and that was it for the day. I am not staying awake beyond this point. I'm going to be dead to the world.
Yep, it's a quad
And
ale,
couldn't
and
have
it's
been
aged in
happier.
bourbon barrels. So it's hard to go wrong there. So we'll end with a
can't-
shiner.
You won't.
And we're not going to hit each other in the eyeball because I'm a lover, not a fighter. And I think you're the same way. While we discuss further industrial metal and maybe some songs from 1982. Maybe. If you get the
Sure.
shiner,
Yeah, Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast. Anytime we've got odometers popping up as 666 in it, like, I will say Iron Man would be proud.
does anybody get it but you? And if I work there, me?
Got a few others that would appreciate it.
Ooh, we got 2 shares. Nice. I wonder how many people have downloaded our episodes. We're running good, Steve. Maybe soon we'll get sponsors and shit, and we can, have interruptions in this. And this is sponsored by Satva Luxury Mattress or something like that. Steve just gave me a shiner, and it didn't even hurt. Tell us about it, Steve.
It's very gentle.
I had a 6-pack of this in the beer fridge and drank it all before we could even get it on episode.
It was entertaining, and even more entertaining was this was $8 for a 6-pack.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Tejas.
That
So,
Tejas is currently under snow.
so this is snow beer, or
Ooh,
whatever.
there's
the
no
rapper
beer
is.
like snow beer.
There's no beer like snow beer for the holidays. So what we have is the Shiner Candied Pecan Ale brewed with pecans and natural flavor added. How vague. 6 ABV. Standard government warning. Not a lot to say, but
It's good. Ready?
Shiner's good stuff.
1, 2, 3. Damn it.
I'm only wearing a little bit of it.
Now it tastes like pralines.
Yep.
I love pralines. That's my favorite snack. I love pralines. Pralines.
Pralines.
Machine Supremacy. Probably German. Nope, Swedish.
I would have guessed it was Italian with all that Latin nonsense.
The Mad Capsule Market. Japanese. Even better.
Roll the clock back to Laibach. They're from Slovenia or Slovakia, during which
Slovenia.
they apparently their name was legally not allowed because of it's German, so it's Western Europe. You've got to use blah 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 instead. They're awesome.
Prick. Industrial rock
Match.
band in 1992 in L.A.
The band Oomph is effectively Rammstein Jr.
OOMPH?
Exclamation point.
Ooh, the exclamation
Which is
point.
even funnier when I found a hand sanitizer brand named Oomph. So I made the joke via FaceBase stories or whatever. Hey, look, Rammstein Jr. has its own sanitizer. And yes, somewhere I spent the $2 at Burlington Don't Call It a Coat Factory for
I love the
this
Burlington
bottle of
Cheese
it.
Coat Factory.
Hey, those shoes I was wearing were $20 from there.
Fuck yes.
It's like,
Moto Grader.
I'm upset I can't repeat that.
And you got Moto Grader. Who-
Nope.
The singer of Moto Grader, Bradley Pfeffera, is the vocalist for Devil Driver and Coal Chamber.
Damn.
Which Coal Chamber is... Toby had the CD for Coal Chamber. We'd listen to it on the way to the beach one time. It's everything about 90s nu metal
But you
that you
want
don't
it.
like.
Yikes.
Now, Big Truck is funny as fuck to listen to. And then, all right, so there was a video, and I'll never forget, the guy was headbanging, but he was headbanging and like putting his fist down and pumping it up, putting it down, pumping it up. And the first
Dude,
comment,
headbanging is not supposed to be cardio.
the first comment was, "When your lawnmower won't start." That's perfect. Not a big Moto Grader fan.
You might see the band Megahertz.
Megahertz.
That is another Rammstein Jr.
Better than Dinosaur Jr., right?
So Megahertz, another Rammstein Jr.
Mushroom Head. It's Slipknot Jr.
I was getting them confused with Zebra Head, but that was completely different. That was pop punk with Playmate of the Year with
Ooh.
one of the earliest X-rated music videos I ever saw.
Ooh. I still, I'm not a big Robin Thicke fan, but the Blurred Lines video uncensored is pretty
Goodness.
fucking good.
Yeah, speaking of names I can't pronounce.
Subdub Micro Machine is a great fucking name. German metal band. Of course they are. Sleepy Time Gorilla Museum.
That somehow rings a bell.
Oakland, California. Because why the fuck not? The Snake River Conspiracy. That's so cool. Stiff Valentine. I think Esses are the winners.
Stiff Valentine.
Ow, ow, ow. Necromance. Oberschleissen. I don't know who that is. Oberschleissen. That's very German, so that's out of my wheelhouse.
Theatres de Vampires.
Prong.
Undercover Slut.
That's vampires everywhere! Exclamation point. We butter the bread with butter.
Nice.
That's incredible.
Somehow not on here is Vumskut. That is heavier Rammstein.
What?
Yes.
We butter the bread with butter is from Germany. Deathcore industrial. Oh, cool. Zeromancer. Norwegian. Why not?
You and what army?
The Rorschach test. Denver, Colorado. Formed by James Baker. Ultra Spank. Now I just want to make the most ridiculous band name ever.
I'm very proud of the one I said earlier.
Remind me. He's so proud he can't remember it.
It's been a moment. Is that right?
What?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
And the double positives.
Yes. Punish yourself. French. What do the French have to be rowdy about?
Punish yourself?
Yeah.
Oh. That would be a lovely band to play around every gobshite with the Punisher sticker on his truck, not understanding what the comic stood for. And it ain't what you think it is, bub.
Nope.
Oh yeah, it's like you like Skullfang. That's now what I call that logo.
Let me introduce you to Mr. Skullhead from Animaniacs.
Have you seen any of the reboot?
No, is it
Because
good?
apparently, don't know.
Oh.
But that's a thing.
We're hanging out at Brian's Friday night, so if you can muster the courage to scamper a mile away.
Or be allowed to.
Apparently
all these are still a stretch, and it's exhaustive.
Fair, but if you only see me and I'm still clean.
Mm-hmm. Motorhead said, stay clean.
They did.
So, yeah, so long. Yeah, don't go to retirement parties. And now everybody that I work with, their parents are dying, so I'm not going to see their retirement parties. Is it too grim? I never know.
I don't know. I don't want to see one of mine go anytime soon, but
My folks both retired without parties, and they're doing fine.
yeah.
Although over the weekend they did have power outage to go camp out of my brother and sister-in-law's place, and then that place lost power. It's like,
What is this, Texas?
I think this weather is in fact messing with Texas.
I'm out of industrial acts, but I think we have a little bit of time to do songs from 1982 before we go eat Mexican.
All right. Well, I already alluded to Iron Maiden's finer efforts.
Well, we got Physical from ONJ. Let's get physical. ONJ.
I heard OMJ and was very confused.
Who is ONJ, Steve?
Olivia Newton-John.
That was number one for all of January.
Goodness.
And you had our favorite duo, Hall & Oates. I can't go for that.
Oh, no. I ain't got time for that. No, I ain't got time for that. That was an easy redo of that song.
That was only number one for 1 week.
Yeah, well, it's more we could say.
Well, all of February and half of March, my blood runs cold. My memory has just been sold.
Your angel is the centerfold.
From?
J. Giles Band.
Yes.
And
how do you spell Giles?
The way the Germans do.
Yes. However, would you know that, Steve?
Geil, Geil, is German slang for cool, but prior to, it was slang for horny.
Ooh.
And
can it be both?
Yes.
Corny? Maybe that's why we like it.
Us. Yeah. That was specifically why I bought the brand of RAM in my old computer a long time ago. Because it was cheap and it was called that. That was a joke for me and me alone. Confirmed the same thing, I think, about Corsair and the new one.
From March?
The DDR3 Giles did not rate well.
From March 20th to May 1st, JJ and the BHs. Put another dime in the jukebox, Steve.
Joan Jett.
And the...
I heart black hearts.
Once you go back...
Once you go
Black
back hearts, you don't go black hearts.
Wait, what? The joke at work is once you go white, you get it done right. But that's an inside joke with me and the new Black Deli manager.
Yeah, maybe don't tell anybody that ever.
Chariots of Fire from Vangelis.
That's a catchy tune.
It's been a long time since I've heard it.
Oh,
but
it was like
Oh, yeah. I feel like that was on some car commercial.
It's got to have been.
I think so.
Never mind. The other 80s of fire song is St. Elmo's. But I think that was 84.
Probably. We're getting to...
Like, I have no idea what Muppets have to do with any of this, but...
Now we're getting into the episodes where we have...
Songs we know.
Well, 82... We get into the 80s.
Things you listen to in the back of a 75 Impala or an 88 Voyager with fake wood paneling.
Or an 88 Thunderbird coupe, or...
Holy shnikes.
My sister Phaedra had an 88 Thunderbird coupe. And... that thing would fucking fly. It was a great car.
Was that a Super Coupe?
Yes.
Okay.
It would fucking go. Steve. White and black.
Ebony and Ivory.
Yes. Mr. McCartney, Sir Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder. And then one of my favorite fucking new wave songs ever.
You ran so far away.
Not that one, but that one's good. Don't you want me, baby?
Don't you want me? Oh!
From?
Shit.
THL.
The Human League.
Yes. Oh, boy. Steve, Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius. The guy who sang for this group. The guy who did the Real Men of Genius, the song part of it, was the singer of this group. He's not going to give up. He's not going to stop. He's going to work harder. He's a survivor because he has the...
Eye of the Tiger?
Yes. The Real Men of Genius ads. Real Men of Genius. That was the guy who sang.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you know that?
I might have, and today, no, I don't know that.
That's Eye of the Tiger was number 1 from July 24th, 1982 to August 28th, 1982. Jesus Christ.
1882.
1882. What the fuck's a tiger?
During when I tripped to California in 1998 at Venice Beach, because crazy shit happens there. There was a street performer that used that song for his act.
Oh, nice.
And it was like 9 years of listening to this fucking song as he's, setting himself on fire or whatever have you. He's like, all right, so LA's cool and all, but you go to Venice Beach, you're going to see some serious shit.
That's where Mr. Farrah lives.
Or at least did, and then he moved, and it's adjacent, whatever.
It's close enough.
Yeah.
Steve, I'm going to reach out and grab you.
Abracadabra? Like, I listened to so much Steve Miller in middle school, I got burned out on that and Aerosmith.
Which one first?
Steve Miller.
Yeah, because at least Aerosmith's catalog's a little bit
wider,
more eclectic.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if ever I hear Angel, I'm going to stab my fucking ears out.
I would rather hear Angel than
sick of
Pink.
That too. But, the pre-95 catalog, luckily, Pink sees no commercial radio play.
0.
So, thanks, Stig, for that.
Abracadabra was number 1 in the first week and the last week of September. But in the middle, Steve, Deep Dish Pizza says it's hard for me to say I'm sorry.
Chicago.
And after all that we've been through, I will make it up to you. Peter
This is
Cetera
so-
played what instrument in Chicago?
Keys.
Bass. He was the bassist. Not many bassists are lead or vocalists also.
No.
You got Thin Lizzy, Lemmy, Les Claypool, Peter Cetera. Technically, the Mastodon, they switch off.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's not a lot, actually.
That, and the more I listen to him, the more I just like Crack the Sky.
Fair. That's the best one. Well, Steve,
I said so.
this song without hand claps would be really, really strange.
I was already literally scratching
Dun-dun.
my head.
Da-da, down, 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 down.
But
Da-da. Yeah.
little ditty about Yakko and Dianis.
I can't believe that was 82. He wasn't even
It is-
Mellencamp. It was John Cougar at the time.
Uh-huh. Because Mellencamp probably couldn't sell.
No, and you know what? As a boy, a young lad that I was,
Were you What were you strapping?
you don't want to know. I used to
Why?
get John Cougar Mellencamp and Michael J. Fox mixed up. Don't ask me why. I didn't say it made sense.
I would have assumed confused Michael J. Fox and Huey Lewis instead.
Fair.
But hey, you're free to make your own mistakes.
Jack and Diane was number 1 every week of October except the last one. When Men at Work were there?
But
What song?
Line Out Under.
No, the other one.
Look at Me Now.
Who could it be now?
Who could it be? Oh wow. Then I
October
saw-
30th.
And then I saw that video of him. Like, do not. That like I can do that on command, and apparently that poor guy couldn't. With
Yeah.
the actually look at this one.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. I can't do that.
I don't know how and why I can. It's just practice that I can do independent eye movements. So anybody watching on camera,
I can't do that.
I'm terribly sorry.
Can you do this?
Not sorry. I don't want to punch you in the face.
I didn't say do it to me.
Oh.
Good.
Dude, get the
Or the...
weird things and stuff. I was gonna stick to my one-handed clapping like an adult.
Stupid Human Tricks, episode 82. Well, Steve, after Who Can It Be Now, Joe Cocker and Jennifer Warnes, the first 3 years? The first 3 weeks of November of your first birthday, Joe Cocker, and it wasn't Little Help with My Friends. Love left us up where we belong. You remember that one?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah. That was 82.
couldn't place
Where the Eagles fly.
Who else and when?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know the Jennifer Warnes, but I knew Joe Cocker sang it, but I don't know who Jennifer Warnes is. Or even if she...
And then as my first birthday approached, I
she said... I'm sorry. Jennifer Warnes was the female vocalist alongside Bill Medley, and I've had the time of my life.
I love that song.
It's such a great
much.
song.
And that was 2 years later.
Yeah. No. No.
No?
88. Dirty Dancing.
I keep getting that and Flashdance mixed up. Whoops.
Dirty Flash Dancing. That sounds like something on X Hamster. Wink.
I'm a maniac, I know. And I'm having the time of my life.
Hey, Tubbo, that doesn't smell like mud. That's such a great movie. After that one, we have...
During my first birthday, I was wearing most of a Pac-Man cake. So there somewhere is photographic evidence. My hair looked nothing like this then.
Bright?
Thin.
Oh. I was born with a full head of hair, and then it all fell out.
Well,
So
I prescient.
I like that movie. Wait, that was Precious. Never mind. Did you hear Truly from Lionel Richie?
That doesn't ring a bell.
Not at all. That was number 1 for 2 weeks. And then, Hell Yes, for 1 week. I don't like her seasoning, but Tony Basil in 1982, first week of December. Oh, he's so fine. He's so fine, he blows my mind.
Mickey.
Hey, Mickey.
Hey, Mickey.
That video is great. She still looks really good, too. Like, to be as old as she is, she looks fantastic.
60-ish.
From at least 60-ish.
Take Tim out.
Okay. I'll pull up Tony Basil's biography. Because that... 77. What? Holy shit.
Well, I guess minimum, and you said maximum.
While Steve's doing that right before we quit and go eat Mexican food at 2 hours, we will be at Trisk Lion Brewing Company in 9 days. That's next Friday night in Hendersonville, North Carolina. I'm super stoked to be... I'm not stoked to be out of the house, but I'm stoked to be out of the house. Sorry, Emmy. But I need a vacation, man. I got bit by the travel bug many years ago, and COVID putting the reins on that just kind of sucks. So, really happy to be going to Hendersonville to play. And it's going to be fun. I like the out-of-town shows. People tend to pay attention a little bit more because they figure people who come to play shows from out of town really like to play because they wouldn't have driven several hours to come out to play. So they tend to pay attention and tip and be more engaged. It's not about the money. I'd rather have a good time and make $200 than have a shitty time and make $400 all day, every day. Really looking forward to it. Need some time off. Got to reset, you know? Got to reset the old... Got to reset the brain. Emily can't come with me, so trying to get Steve to come and hang out in the hotel. Go do some beer crawls. There's several new breweries that have opened in Hendersonville. I'm really excited to go check them out. Been to Southern Appalachian once or twice. Toby and I went, I guess about 2016. We went up there. Southern Appalachian's really good. There's Trisk Lion. There's a lot of good ones up there, and we're gonna check them all out and try to get ahead of it, you know? Trying to get up there and get some new shows booked. Try to make it up to the mountains a couple times a year, play some music, enjoy some good craft beer up there in the cool mountain air. Steve's not back yet. I can make conversation. If anybody can make conversation, this guy can make conversation. So I can make conversation. And Steve, the last but not least, before we go eat Mexican food.
Cars of 82, because Cars part of the Car Podcast. Don't know, don't care. It's going to be the last time with the DeLorean being a thing.
Whoa, here he comes.
I switched to veganism. I no longer eat men. Sorry.
Well, one of our friends
I love that song so much.
One of our friends was posting something anti-man, and I almost put musical notes and went, whoa, here she comes. She's a man hater. It's not just men who are pieces of shit. Humans are shitty.
Slipknot nailed it.
People equal shit.
And then Richard Cheese did it more better and funnier.
He did it funnier. I don't know if it was better, but it was funny. It was definitely funnier.
People equal shit.
People equal shit. People equal shit. People equal... Oh, everybody now. I don't think that's what... Never mind.
It's not Nirvana.
You got any Shiner left? Oh, yeah. Aw. Pink.
This isn't Maxwell House. What's he trying to do
good,
here?
though.
Yep.
It is a praline in a can.
Yep.
And I've never had pralines in a can, but I do love pralines. Or, is that how you say that? Praline?
That sounds right.
Holy shit, Steve.
Praline.
Dude, Steve.
Yeah?
1,652 downloads. That's fucking boss. We're doing all right. We're doing okay, Steve. We're growing this shit.
No, I'm really glad didn't make it to anybody's list of big songs.
What?
Pass the Dutchie. Because that's irritating as hell.
I'm not familiar with it.
Don't.
Who sings it?
Dear Google.
How do I love thee? Let me count the ways.
0,
That-
0, 0, 0, and market 0.
We broke our record in January. 230 downloads. You guys
Boom.
are great. Cool. We're at 147 in February. We're on pace to break the record for February. What? I got to see if I can download the software to this laptop, because if we can put the software on that we can do that.
It more portable.
Oh, we can do it at Noda and have
More portable.
more portobello. I don't like mushrooms.
Single by Musical Youth from 17th September 1982.
My sister was born in 82. You're 81. Kat was 85?
4.
4. And then Mikey was 87.
Yes.
Okay. Greg was 65. Phaedra was 73. Holly was 82. I was 86.
These numbers do not need to make any sense. There's not a pattern. It is simply
Yes,
where you were and when you were.
There absolutely is a pattern. Do you know why I think there's more February birthdays in my circle of friends? Because there's a lot of May anniversaries. And we all know the 9-month rule.
Uh-huh.
That's my guess. I got to pee too, so we might as well just end this shit right now. What do you think?
All right.
We're not talking cars. It's like 1982.
This was very music
last
heavy.
legit year of the DeLorean before all hell broke loose.
I'm okay with it being music heavy. Every episode's a little bit. Luke was asking me, he's like, "What is it? What are they about?" I'm like, "I don't fucking know."
Hi. We got booze, we got musics, and we have automobilia.
It depends on what you want to talk about that day.
It's going to be what it be. Or if it's going to be something else, it's going to be something else.
He used to go to
We've
about
not-
100 concerts a year, so he's a concert guy.
What
It would be-
fucking budget is that?
I'll get
Like-
back to you on that.
It's like, you had friends with free tickets. Because that too's a thing.
I might be bigging it up a little bit, but it's a lot of concerts. It's over 30 concerts a year, which is still a lot.
I'm just thinking, that's a lot of irritating people, and that's a lot of expensive beer.
Yeah, but he's a very buff dude, so he could beat up the people that you and I would secretly hate, but know we couldn't beat up. That's fair. We're lovers, not fighters.
Push comes to shove, And above verbal assault.
I like that.
Use your words.
Yes.
What?
Words speak louder than actions.
Until you have 2 black eyes and a black nose.
Or 4 black eyes, but I don't wear glasses. 82's done, so let's go eat.
So are we.
All right,
What?
cool. He's Steve.
He's still AJ.
And we're done. We'll see you in 83 next week or the week after. We'll figure something out. In the meantime,
This is going to be the worst leap year ever.
at the odd leap year. In the meantime, I'll leave you with what I leave when I play a show. Please be good to each other. And it's time to eat. Bye-bye.
80 toodles.